Hello, this is James Hollingsworth from GD1F. I wanted to present to you today the design process for Tambien Brewery that I created, and for this particular beer for this project. So initially this project started as a research and development process into the multidisciplinary designer April Greiman. The initial outcome of that first project was to produce a booklet, and I then went on to use those images that I created for that booklet as packaging for this design. So here's some of the initial pages from that booklet, which I simplified, stripped down, and then used as packaging. This one on the right here is the one I eventually used. I would have liked to have used sort of more than one, but unfortunately I just didn't have time to do it. So this is an initial early mock-up using dimension that I did. Just simplified the artwork, added some extra elements to try and make it look like a real beer. And yeah, that was that. Some of the feedback that I got at that stage was that there wasn't any branding or logos or anything to let you know that it was a beer. It was just an artwork on a can. And while there are some beers like that, you know, it didn't look like a beer to a lot of the people who were looking at it. They had no idea what it was. So I decided to develop some branding. I was learning. Well, I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I thought this phrase really stuck out for me, Yo Tambien. I thought that was a good kind of fun phrase for a brewery to call themselves, like me also. So yeah, so that was good. So here's some initial early sketching work for the brand. Then I went into Blender and basically took a 2D version of that brand logo and remeshed it as a 3D skin, and produced various different materials to skin it with, and then rendered that, and then here you can see the final version, which I saved as a transparent PNG file for later. Then obviously refinement, so just placing the logo and developing sort of the name for the beer and stuff like that. And just coming up with 5 or 6 different concepts, presenting them to my group, looking at which ones work the best. In the end, it was decided this one on the right here was the best one, so we proceeded with that. It's just some earlier the concept work here, and yeah, some of the different designs. Stage 4 was finalising, so taking that final idea and then using dimension and various different sort of PNG files that I produced, such as, so this is one here. We added in the grapefruit and the peppercorns because that's the flavour of this saison apparently. Producing some extra text elements to sort of wrap around the can, and then producing brand elements and all of the barcoding and everything, and some additional text and stuff like that to make it look more real. Yeah, and then we get down to stage 5, which is just kind of trying to realise these finished ideas as sort of posters, as videos. So that video that you saw at the start was kind of a video that I produced for this, and then this is sort of the final production image, I suppose, just with sort of a description, some sort of image of the grapefruit here to give you an idea of flavour, also coinciding with this. Yeah, and then you've also got obviously the video that we showed, and just sort of an idea of sort of the product as it could be in real life. Yeah, and then obviously credits to any third-party elements used, which is mainly just unsplash photography for the grapefruit, the peppercorn, and obviously for this hand holding a can. Here's my reflection. Essentially, my reflection really, what I've mainly got to reflect about this is to not take on too much. I think my last stage, producing the video and trying to get that to a quality where I could upload it to Instagram, was the hardest part of this project. It took the most time. just trying to produce the music for it as well. While it's only a 20-second clip, took a while. So yeah, I think that possibly I overstretched myself there. But yeah, that's basically the design process. So thank you very much. Cheers.